is real quick the importance of staying grounded when doing any kind of not necessarily aeonic shifting work or any kind of emotionally charged or any kind of like ritual, for days and days in a row and staying grounded. The importance of staying grounded through all that. Whenever you get angry or throw emotion, into a ritual, you can jam up, you can block up your neural pathways, you can you can run into some problems there if you're not constantly staying grounded. There are a lot of ways you can do that. You can take a salt bath. You're going to want to use sea salt, like unrefined sea salt, kosher sea salt works, Celtic sea salt works. Don't use the pink Himalayan sea salt. It's been exploded. It's been refined and chemically processed. So any kind of unrefined sea salt works. Even the store brand will work. Or go stand barefoot, outside. Go touch grass. Go touch Belial's flesh and just ground back to the earth. It's really all you got to do, because what you can do, you can run into some problems there. And that's why, like, so many fucking dabblers and like idiots that don't know what they're doing and like doing black magic and cursing, it backfires or blows up in the face. It's not really a backfire. It's no threefold law of return bullshit. They're creating a charge. They're creating a negative charge there, and they don't have the anode to the cathode. They don't have anywhere to release that charge there, so it never really leaves them. And also, too, there are checks and balances in there. If you're abusing it and you're just hexing everyone, just putting everyone on the altar who looks at you the wrong way, you're profane. The universe isn't going to honor that. But if you're putting someone, who is really wicked on the altar, like an Epstein or a fucking Sean Diddy Combs, they're putting like a real evil motherfucker who deserves it there. You're within natural law, and the universe is a lot more likely to transfer your charge, to transfer that negative charge to something that's even more negative than your emotional state right now. That's how Malefica works. So you got to have somewhere to put that charge. I have rolled back a little bit on the reverse Torah rituals or reverse Bible rituals. I am no longer trying to prevent another war. It looks like that timeline's still fucking happening there. I'm just one fucking guy. The small group over at Temple of Zeus, they did their thing there. We'll just have to wait and see theirs. But this shit's been fucking orchestrated. This shit's been motherfucking planned there. Take a look at this Albert fucking Pike. He was a 33rd degree Freemason there. He had this to say about the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of differences caused by the agenter or the Illuminati between the political Zionists and leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and the political Zionist state of Israel mutually destroy each other. And then they're going to probably rise, and then from the ashes they're going to create Baha'i or some new fucking retarded faith, some new retarded fucking religion to rule over the ashes that has elements of both, but is not fully Muslim or not fully Jewish. And so that motherfucker wrote that quote about 100 years ago. This shit was planned about 100 years ago, 150, 200 years ago. This motherfucking bullshit was planned. This is a direct message from my witch sister that I'm about to share, which she will remain anonymous for her own protection. 6/11/25, a watcher landed. 6/14/25, his name Nam Kwamel. Now he's watching. On 7/22/25, he will act. Hashem have mercy on all who didn't take the warning seriously. The side of Adramelech is returning. The triplicity of 6 now shifts to the singularity of 9. The triplicity of 7 beckons the fire of heaven, and Samael sheds his skin once again. I do not know how many of the incoming 2,000 new Grigori have landed so far or where they have landed. I only know I was explicitly informed of this one through direct transmission. So, of course, we have interdimensional agitators, interdimensional aliens, from outer space, whatever, here to accelerate things. If man can't start or create, World War III at a time, that we have looking at potential interdimensional agitators that are only going to turn the fucking heat up. Listen, as long as your head is in the right fucking place and you're not profane and you're within natural law, none of this can fucking touch you. None of this can touch you as long as you're doing the right thing, trying to illuminate others there. So rather than trying to change the realm of effects there, rather than trying to hack at branches and basically change what's already pretty much cast in stone, the realm of effects there, I'm taking a slightly different approach to changing aeons, because it's much easier to change minds than it is to change the world of manifested effects. This is Mark Passio and Sethicus Boza, this little sample, this clip I'm going to be playing for you, and the link for the full interview will be in the description.
That trapezoid represents being trapped in analysis that has nothing to do with the solution. People are trapped in political analysis.
I'm so fucking glad that you just said that, man, because that is the absolute goddamn fucking truth. They're not focused on any actual viable solution.
No.
Political analysis, living in the realm of effect.
That's right.
By it and infected in context of their fucking mind.
The realm of effects occultically is the place where there's no power to create change because manifestation has already occurred.
Right, because they haven't truly become the cause points. They're not the cause points.
If I wanted to use the soft glass that was eventually used to make this mug, to make a bowl instead, well, too late. This is what was done through action, and it manifested in a mug, in a glass mug. That's over. This is the realm of effects. Analyzing every little curve and nook and nuance of the glass is not going to make it less of a mug. It's still a mug. They're not starting at the place where the realm of thought could have made it a bowl when the glass was still hot, when the glass was still flowing. We could have made a bowl then instead of a mug. They're just analyzing the mug that's already manifested. That's how the realm of effect versus the realm of causality actually work in nature. This is what all the people doing endless political, financial, and other analyses in our world is all doing. It amounts to fucking hill of beans. It amounts to a hill of beans because all you're doing is analyzing the already manifested. You can't create change from the realm of the already manifested.
This is 99.9999% of the content that I fucking see.
Yeah, they're right. They're right. So trying to prevent another war, that is an honorable thing to try to move a mountain there. And it's still very important to break these biblical fucking hexes, break these fucking spell casts, and this ultra evil shit that's going on. Iran did this, Israel did that, or this fucking politician signed this or whatever like that. No, you're wasting your fucking time. You're wasting your fucking time. You're not going to the root causal factors. You're not going to the root of the fucking problem there. And what is really going to change shit, really create the positive fucking change in the shit that we need to see, is changing motherfuckers' minds, changing their minds about government. People still believe in fucking government. They still believe in the belief in authority, which is ultimately slavery. You vote, you believe in government, you vote for a master, you're committing fucking violence there because you're participating in a fucking ritual. You're part of a fucking cult. there. Trump is not the fucking answer. Biden isn't the answer. Harrison isn't the fucking answer. I think the biggest conspiracy ever pulled on like the right, pulled on like the Trump crowd, and like I get a lot of like Trump people that I see, Trump supporting people, they just like freedom. They just want to be left alone. You see, they could never really pull off what they're doing with a Biden or Obama or a Harris administration, and that's the biggest conspiracy is convincing everyone that it would be Biden, it would be Harris, it would be Obama who implemented martial law, or who brought in a totalitarian fucking system, and not Trump. Fuck, there's even an Illuminati card game. There's an Illuminati fucking card game that has Donald Trump as one of the fucking cards in it. That was like from the 80s, like 30 to 40 fucking years ago. And that was the biggest. We got Trumped. He was a Trump card. That it would be anyone else but him. It would have been a Democrat supporting a total tyranny. Nope. Both sides are fucking slaves to Israel. Both sides are fucking puppets. Both sides are fucking proxies. But here's what we should be doing. Now, reverse Bible rituals. I'm going to offer a solution. There. What you can do, and whatever your interpretation of divinity is, whoever your patrons are, what you can do is, this hasn't happened yet. Rather than trying to completely stop World War III or like curse Netanyahu back in the void, but fuck him. Fuck Netanyahu. He absolutely should be fucking held accountable. The Ayatollah of Iran, they should be fucking held accountable. Rather trying to take either down with Malefica, or trying to like stop World War III with Malefica or magic, what you can do is place protections on civilians, on civilian populations. And I'll just give you an example. Okay. I'll just give you an example right here. You can say something simple like this. East, red horse. South, dark horse. West, brown horse. North, white horse. Give ear to my words, O gods, consider meditation. Give ear to my words, O Elohim, consider meditation. Let these words be carried by the four winds to the corners of eternity, to the throne of Supreme Creator. Let it be carried to the celestials. Let it be carried to Archangel Michael. Let it be carried to Isis. Let it be carried to the throne of Baal. Let it be carried to the throne of Ashtoreth. Let it be carried to the throne of Anubis. Let it be carried to the thrones of my ancestors. Let it be carried to the throne of Sabazius, St. George, Shemyaza, the Watcher Commander, and his 2,000 Grigori. Oh, Grigori, when you do finally act, I pray you please check your fire and pick your targets with extreme selectivity and prejudice. Check your fire. Pick your targets with extreme selectivity and more prejudice, even more prejudice than you are right now. Please spare the individuals who can rebel in the flesh, who are rising up and who will rebel against the corruption and wickedness of the world. Anyone around the world against wicked and corrupt rulers. Russians rising up against Putin. Chinese rising up against CCP. African slave miners and diamond mines taking their shovels and hand picks up against the corrupt masters and corrupt rulers. Any enslaved population worldwide. Cut your wrath in half. Lessen your judgment to those who rebel in flesh. The second group is the heretics and the pagans. Cut your wrath in half to those who can quit their tetragrammaton death cults. They do not have to join our particular cult. They don't have to join our side. All they have to do is reject their tetragrammaton, master approved, slave approved, fucking goy slop of a religion, and embrace heresy. Embrace anything that would empower them. Embrace their local archetypes. Embrace their local deities and archetypes. and pray against this shit. Pray against this shit and reject this shit in spirit. The third group are the insiders who will betray the Atonist agenda, who will betray the Atonist handlers in this evil agenda, but only once they actually become a problem for the Atonist agenda, the communist agenda, the WF agendas, and be friendly to our side. Only then give them a boon. And completely pass over those who rebel in both flesh and spirit, just as the archons of the demiurge had passed over the Egyptians who blooded their door. Let these words rattle inside the ears of those in charge of the astral and interdimensional assemblies, the ears of those who are willing to either make changes or revisions or steer the direction of this. And then another one I'm going to give to you is requesting illumination. Now this next prayer was adapted. This next prayer was adapted from the prayer of illumination from Liber Falcifer 2, where all the 7 devotional prayers in there are geared on towards the individual devotee. The prayer against the individual's enemies, the prayer for individual prosperity, the prayer for individual enlightenment, the prayer for individual path opening. These can all be restructured. These can all be done on behalf of someone else. This can be done on behalf of someone else, gifted as a boon or like as a compassion ritual. And these can also be collectivized. In the latter function, I've extended it to illuminate, everyone who can be illuminated. The sleeping wolves, sleeping lions, sleeping dragons, that still have a soul, that still have the capability to see shit for what it actually is and have the ability to rebel. And the prayer goes like this: Cain, I ask you now to increase your illumination for the whole world. There, you who are the changer of destinies and changer of fates, when you slew Abel, you forever changed the world destiny. Forever. Bringing violence into this world, I too ask that I may shape the world's destiny, if not to the degree that you did, then to steer the Earth's trajectory by 5 degrees away from disaster, to even reduce the catastrophisms, the wicked individuals, the wicked men in charge have planned for the civilian populations. To reduce that by 10% is still a victory. I'm asking you, Cain, to please increase your illumination for all enslaved and all oppressed civilian populations worldwide. To show them the depths and the true plight of the human condition, which is human slavery. Enlighten them in the same manner that the great bear of light, the great serpent, Emperor Lucifer, Samael, illuminated you during the course of your own lawless becoming. Let these words rattle inside the hollow skulls of the still enslaved populations. O slaves of the world, why do you still submit to tyranny? Why do you still submit to wicked corruption and wicked governments? When you know this is wrong, you think you may be safe now and that your creature comforts aren't going anywhere, but that can change. Those can be taken from you at any time by the corrupt individuals that you're still giving your power away to. And it will get worse. You will continue to be overtaxed, abused, deported, executed, extorted, and gaslit by a corrupt, pedophilic, Atonist misrulers that you so mistakenly take for your leaders, celebrities, CEOs, and politicians. While you can always rebel later, it will only get more difficult for you later. It will only get more difficult to stage and organize a rebellion. So now is the time to resist. Now is the time to take your plowshares, forge them into swords. Now is the time to take up your tools of bondage and enslavement and turn them into weapons of rebellion. For it is stated in the false scriptures, in the false revelations, that when the Messiah comes and every Atonist was supposed to have 2,800 slaves. And in Isaiah 2:4, that all the goyim of the world would disarm themselves, will completely disarm themselves and submit to Israel. I say, fuck that shit. That timeline has been canceled. The true Promethean light of Cain has returned to the world of man. Let all the slaves rebel now. Let all the enslaved of the world beat their plowshares back into swords. Their hand shovels and mining picks become war hammers and battle axes. Their chain gangs become deadly whips and shackles into flails. The true Promethean light of Christ Cain has returned to the world of man. Let all the enslaved now rise up and rebel, beat their plowshares back into swords, forge their mining shovels and hand picks back into war hammers and battle axes. Let their chain gangs become whips, their shackles into deadly flails. The true Promethean light of Christ Cain has returned to the world of man. Let all the enslaved of the world now beat their plowshares back into swords, their shovels and hand picks into battle axes and war hammers, their chain gangs into whips and shackles into fucking flails. The soul of Egypt has conquered the Judean Atenist. The soul of Egypt has rejected the Atenist. The soul of the Celt warrior and the Ulfnar Berserker completely defeated the Atenist. The soul of the Zulu warrior has conquered the Atenist. The soul of the samurai and the ninja has conquered the Atenist. The soul of the Amazonian leopard man warrior has conquered the Atenist. The soul of the tomahawk Apache warrior has conquered the Atenist. All of humanity rejects and defeated the Atenist agenda. Let freedom fucking reign. Hail Cain ben Samael. Hail Ashtoreth and Baal. Hail Anubis. Hail St. George Sabazius. Hail King Jin Paimon Hephaestus. Hail Andromelos. Hail to my ancestors. And hail my fucking people. Let freedom fucking reign. Amen, amen, amen. You could do something like that. That's a, you can adapt that. Feel free to adapt that. So if you are like Norse, pagan, or some other, you can replace Ashtoreth and Baal with Thor and Frigga, or you can adapt this to whoever. You could replace Cain with Dionysus. You could replace Cain with Mithras, if you wished. If you're a Zoroastrian or something else. But that's just sort of a chaos magic prayer that I wung together. A big portion of that owes to the prayer of elimination from Liber Felix for 2. So I don't really own anything here. And then the part about it will only get worse for you slaves. Why do you hate your freedom that much? That was adapted from Alan Kardec, from some Kardec work I did earlier. And of course, Isaiah 2.4, that's another reverse Bible ritual, another reverse Torah ritual in there that not even the Temple of Zeus didn't even reverse this one. But this is your gun control. This is your gun control and gun confiscation right here. Isaiah 2.4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. And nation shall not lift up sword against nation, and neither shall they learn war anymore. It sounds good on the inside. It all sounds fluffy, buddy, hippy dippy. But if you take into consideration, the work of, say, Christopher John Bjerknes, who exposed the Judaism, who exposed the Zohar, the Talmud, the Torah, and all this fucking ultra-Zionist fucking shit that's going on. Ultra-Atenist fucking shit, which is the real name of all this shit. It goes back to Pharaoh Akhenaten. It goes back to the worship of the Aton. So no, these are not Jews. These are Atenists. The Atenists were the seed. Now, there are some occult authors out there like Curtis Joseph and others that blame the big three slave religions. They blame the big three slave religions on Zoroastrianism. They're both right and wrong, but Zoroastrianism is a continuation of Atonism, is a continuation of Pharaoh Akhenaten, is a continuation of the worship of the Aton. So really, Atonism is the fucking root cause of all this fucking shit, is the root cause of this shit. And we should be focusing our attacks on the Aton. We should be focusing our attacks on the Atonist, on Akhenaten's fucking poison fucking current that spawned Zoroastrianism, that spawned Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, atheism, materialism, and communism, and all these fucking slave religions that place government, that place authority and collectivized false morality above the individual and sacrifices the individual for government, for God, or for Israel, or for whatever the fuck. Another reverse Bible ritual that you can do is restoring communications. Genesis 11:9. The original Genesis 11:9 goes as follows, and that is why it was called Babel, because the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there, the Lord scattered them on the face of the whole world. How you Christians out there, how is this a good God? How is this fucking good? Confusing the language of the whole world? Dividing everyone up, confusing the language of the whole world so nobody can fucking communicate? Or try this one on for size, Deuteronomy 7:23. But the Lord your God will deliver your enemies into your hands and throw them into great confusion until they are destroyed. Confusion and chaos. Oh, little Israelites, little harmless, can't do no wrong, harmless, never wrong, innocent, can never do no wrong Jews, and Atonists that were expelled 109 times, from over 100 provinces, just because I don't know, just because they're weird, they wear funny clothing or collect coins or whatever. No, they're not getting their way. Oh, so let's fucking throw them into confusion, and this God, this Yahweh, will throw them into chaos and confusion and destruction for us. So here's what you do. Okay. Ending confusion, Deuteronomy 7:23. You're going to vibrate this 9 times. Mad mashida halogda hamuvum mam at uv ach yanapol ach heole hovya manat nuv. Va and you're going to affirm 9 times. The confusion is gone permanently. All civilians, all Gentiles worldwide are now fully aware, can see that the Atonist deception, control programs, and lies. Satya is truth. You can do that 9 times. Restoring communications, Genesis 11:9. I'm going to vibrate this 9 times. Eif ser a'alok, yin abla avohaya. Machife mashimu ser a'alok, tafus avohaya, lala mashik leva mabush. Arach nechla. Vibrate that 9 times. I'm going to affirm this 9 times. Oh, the Atonists have lost all control of the media communications totally, completely, and permanently. All media communications are now free for all civilians, are now free for all Gentiles. Oh. Hell Satya forever. And that's your ritual. That'd be a really good reverse Bible ritual, those 2 right there, to combine with the prayer of illumination. And I already gave you a 3rd reverse Bible ritual in there, because in the prayer for illumination, Isaiah 2.4, the prayer about the verse about gun confiscation, complete disarmament in the world, everyone turning their spears and swords into fucking shovels and fucking plows and bullshit like that. That's reversed. And let all these slaves in the oppressed of the world, the true Promethean light of Cain has returned to the world, man. Let all of the enslaved of the world beat their plowshares back into swords, their hand picks and mining shovels into battle axes and war hammers, their chains and gangs into whips, and shackles into flails. So that is a reverse of another biblical curse right there. And this is all fucking spellcast there. And the Christians are worshiping this shit. worshiping this shit. Just worshiping their own destruction. Every fucking Sunday in the church, they're praying for their own annihilation. They're praying for their own destruction. They're reverse Bible rituals. Okay, phase cancellation. You take a sonic frequency, you play it backwards, you flip the amplitude 180 degrees. It cancels each other's out. So you're literally speaking these biblical curses by saying these biblical curses backwards. You are breaking these hexes. You are speaking these evil fucking agendas and evil fucking curses out of existence. Also, too, when used in conjunction with trying to change minds, trying to increase illumination, and trying to spark a slave rebellion, that is really good. You're ending confusion. That is going to make it easier for the illumination to come through. You're opening up, restoring communication. That's going to make it easier for you to awake others. It's going to make it easier for the illumination prayer to do its job. So, yeah, I'm no longer trying to change the world of effects there. It's a lot more useful to change minds. So from now until the 22nd, when Naquamel is supposed to act, and that's very ominous. I don't know where the fuck he is. I don't know if he's in New York. I don't know if he's in Israel or what the fuck he's doing, but he's going to act on 7/22. I really hope that's not as bad as I think it is. I really hope and pray that that's not the beginning of World War III, like the actual hot World War III. That would be bad. That would be really fucking bad. But it's not the end of the world. Ultimately, we still have 2026. We still have 2027. We still have 2028. We still have 2030 there, which is going to suck. 2026 is going to fucking suck. 2029 is going to fucking suck. 2030 is going to fucking suck. But it's not the end of the world. Things might get hot. Things might get really sucky for a while. Who knows, we don't even know. It could be a fucking Carrington event or some shit. No technology, complete electronic blackout, and everyone's technologically regressed back to the 1800s for a while. Or there could be a global calamity or something, or like a pole shift or some fucking like all the great oceans just slosh and just fucking obliterate all coastal cities on this entire planet. Or the fucking sun just decides, fuck you, I'm going to cook your entire fucking planet. I'm going to cook everyone on the planet. So we don't really know. We don't really know. So the best you can do, the best you can fucking do there is try to change as many minds as you can. Government is fucking slavery. Government is coercion and violence. Awaken as many others as you can. Government is fucking slavery, extortion, and coercion. And pray for a slave rebellion. Whatever your interpretation of divinity is, whatever your patron is, you can change or alter or adapt that to suit your needs. You can change or adapt that, swap out god names, swap out even Cain for Mithra, swap out Cain for Odin, Dionysus, Mithra, anyone else, really, anyone else, depending on your tradition. Just fucking do something. Just don't be an NPC. Just don't sit around and do nothing. I was doing something, even though I wasn't exactly doing the best thing, trying to change the world of effects. But now, until the 22nd, I'm changing the direction of the spiritual warfare and try to spark a slave rebellion and protect as many as they can, as long as, because nothing's free in this world. The universe ain't going to shield, the dumbasses who are keep putting their hand on a hot fucking stove. Eventually you're going to get burned. The universe is going to shield the idiots forever. But for those who are actually like trying to do something about it, will have some degree of protection there. But yeah, stop being retarded, trying to stop the world of effects there. It's much more useful to try to change minds. It's much more useful to try to illuminate. It's much more useful to try to wake motherfuckers up there and spark a slave rebellion. So with that, I'm getting the fuck out of here now. little bit of a shorter video. I'm getting the fuck out of here now. There'll be more to come soon.
Ugh!